Hi there, my name's Aaron Short and welcome to my YouTube channel, and today I'm talking about BlueChip picks. So I heard about these a while ago. Basically they're known as the very expensive guitar pick, and I tried them and I didn't like it, and it's because the one I tried was too small. I just went off what everyone was recommending and using, but that was a mistake for me because for years, for I don't know, 20 years, I've been using the Jazz 3 picks, and they're bigger picks. The ones I use are the XL version. So recently I realized that BlueChip make a pick of this size, and I tried to find the one that was closest in thickness. So I'll give you a quick demo today and tell you if my feelings have changed. First of all, let's check out my current pick. So I've been using the Jazz 3 by Dunlop for years. When I started playing guitar, I played with really thin picks, the ones like paper. For some reason, when you start playing guitar, you feel like that'll be easier. But actually, it's the complete opposite for me. This pick is about 1.4 millimeters. It's nylon, and it's so stiff that it doesn't have much flex in it at all, like a tiny, tiny amount. So this is what it looks like, and here's why I like it. I like that it's black. I like the size a lot. I like that point on there. And then you see where it says Jim Dunlop USA, and on the other side it says Jazz 3 XL. All of that text is raised, and that kind of works as a grip, which is really, really smart. So when I hold the pick, I feel like I've got a grip on it. And what I do, quick tip here for you, I strum and hold it lightly. And then when I play single notes, I dig in. Because with a really thin pick, you can't do the single note stuff as well. You can't dig in. The whole pick will just give way and flex. The reason people pick these up and don't like them is that they have no flex. What you have to do is hold the pick lightly. So basically hold it as if you're about to drop it. Like as loose as you can, and you might drop it the first few times. Hold it as loosely as you can, just enough to be holding it, and then strum like that. And then when you want to play a solo, hold it tight. And you get all that power and energy from it. That's why I love these picks. That's why I've used this pick more than any piece of gear in my whole history. So bear this in mind on this video. Me trying a new pick is probably not going to go so well. I'm so used to this. I always say on the channel, when you're used to a piece of gear, you don't usually like the other gear because your brain is comparing the two automatically, subconsciously, right? It's doing it. So here's the problem with these picks. The good news is these are less than $1 each. These are like $5 for a pack of 6. But over time, and if you play a lot like I do, they wear down. So here's one that I've been using for a little while, not too long. Look at the bottom of that. It's worn. And on the other side too, it's worn. Now, some people will tell you they like it when the pick wears down like that. It gives it a different sound, a different feel. Well, I don't. I often buy new packs of these. I change them regularly because I want them to be fresh all the time. So, although they're only like $5 a packet, I do buy a lot of packets each year. I do go through a lot. And as I'm using the pick, I feel like the consistency is changing as it wears down. And as someone that does these YouTube videos, consistency is very important to me. In fact, I do like consistency in general, although you don't always get that with guitars and things, but I do like consistency. So what attracted me to the BlueChip? Why did I want to try the BlueChip? Well, obviously because John Mayer uses them. Not just that. I think that's where I actually heard about this version through a John Mayer podcast or something, but that's not the reason. The reason is these are made of a composite material. What I heard about these recently was they don't wear down at all. And that is what made me interested again. And also that they make the larger size. So this is their Jazz version, and the bigger Jazz version is called the BC Jazz Large. And it is in fact exactly the same size as my pick. And that's why I was so interested. So I tried to find the same thickness, and I couldn't find the exact same thickness as the Jazz 3. So I went for this large 50, which is just under, I think, almost the same. But actually, because of the material, the BlueChip is still stiffer. So what I need to say here is I think I need to try one size down from this. And that will be another video maybe in the future. So subscribe and ring the bell if you haven't. But I mean, this is an expensive experiment. The total price for this pick was like $44. So this is way more expensive. That's for one. This is way more expensive than a pack of these. But here's my argument. If I prefer well, obviously if I prefer the sound and feel of these, it's worth it. But if they last forever and you don't lose it, people will say on forums, well, I lose my picks, so it's no good for me. I tell you what, just don't lose it, right? I'm not being funny. That's what the jeans pocket is for, as we all know. So if you don't lose it, this will last you maybe forever and will always sound the same and be consistent. This is a dream for you carbon fiber guitar fans out there, because they're consistent and durable, and these are consistent and durable. But of course, the most important thing is, how does it feel? How does it sound? And do I like using it? Well, I'll give you a demo now. I will tell you, I've only used it at one show, and my first thought was, I don't like it as much as the Jazz 3. But I really think that's because I'm so used to those picks. I do like the consistency of these ones for sure. And I'm going to give it more time to see if I like it more. But today I'll use the audio recordings we make in this video to watch back myself and decide if they sound as good. And if they do, I will try it more, because I would love to have a pick, even if it's just for my YouTube videos. So I'm always using the same pick and got the same wear on it. All these things help, don't they, to keep a consistent review. But long term, I'd love to switch to these. I'd love to have a few of these in my pocket and always have a pick that's ready to go, that's 100%, and not have to keep thinking about switching it for a brand new one. One more nice thing about these, you can have them engraved as well. So I got my initials on mine. You can have 3 letters, and that will help in case you lose it as well. At least you can identify it if you leave it somewhere. So we'll see. I'll update you in the future. If I lose this thing, I'll be the first to admit it. If I end up switching to it, I'll make an updated video. But until then, I'm going to keep trying it, because when you get new gear and you're used to the old gear, you really have to give it a while. These things don't tend to just happen overnight. Although it can do, in my experience, but usually I have to really give things a good amount of time. All right, listen with headphones and let me know what you think. I think they all sound very similar. The worn one, the worn Jazz 3, even sounds very similar to the brand new one, but that's not worn very much. I've only used it in my room to practice with. When I gig with these, I can really wear them down. So that would probably change more with time, but I think it's a good thing that the BlueChip sounds like them, because I like that sound. It sounds a little bit tighter and leaner to me, which I actually prefer, but this is the 50 and is slightly thicker in feel than the Jazz 3, and that could probably explain it. I'm going to try the one size down from this as well, which I think will feel and maybe sound more like the Jazz 3s, but very comparable, and I like that sound, so it's good. I like the feel of it, actually. It just, yeah, it feels not slippery, but it doesn't feel as grippy as the Jazz 3. But the thing is that really a problem? Am I actually going to drop it? Sometimes we worry about, well, it's not as grippy, I'm going to drop it. But then in reality, in practice, we don't. It's just something that we think could happen. Or let me speak for myself. It's something that I think could happen. So the only way to really test that is to use this exclusively at gigs for a month and see if I actually drop it. And I do drop the Jazz 3 sometimes as well. And those Jazz 3s are black, which is inconspicuous, but if you drop them, they're very hard to find. This BlueChip is brown. It might be a bit easier to see on the ground. So I really like it. I think if you're going to use it, it's worth the money, because you're not going to have to replace it if you don't lose it. This is a great topic for discussion, so please let me know in the comments below. Have you tried the BlueChip? Have you tried the Jazz 3? What is your favorite pick to use? And do you think these are worth it for the price? If you're new here, please subscribe and ring the bell. I'll see you next time. Take care and be well. Bye-bye.